Assalamu alaikum, dear friends and fellows. How are you? I welcome you here on my training channel. My name is Abdul Khalik. Dear friends, look, the life we are living, obviously, we need to get prepared for that. There are certain and many good things here, but there are certain other things which are somewhat challenging. And we do have to get prepared for those challenges, the challenges of life. How can we do that? We need to do it in every sense. We need to prepare ourselves in every way. But the most basic thing is that we need to become strong mentally. We need to make our mind strong enough because it is the mind, the power of the mind, which matters most, and it is also called the willpower. The strength of the mind and the willpower, maybe they are the same thing. And I think that if a person is having plenty of resources but lacking the strength of mind, lacking the willpower, I think and I believe that they are not going to live well here. They are not going to face the challenges of the life that, you know. So, so I think that the first and the foremost thing which each one of us need to do, that is that we need to become a mentally strong person. And here today we have made it a topic of our today's discussion, and we are going to talk, in detail about that. If at all somebody want to make oneself as a mentally strong person, what else they need to do? How can they become a mentally strong person? So there are 10 ways. There are 10 ways, rather I shall say that we need to say goodbye to these 10 things. We need to say goodbye to these 10 things. If at all we want to become a mentally strong person, we need to say goodbye to these 10 things. What are those 10 things? Let's try to understand. Let's try to know. First of all, it is overthinking. Those people who think excessively, they become lot of mentally weak person. They become much weaker person mentally because of one reason, and this one reason is that they are seen overthinking. Overthinking means that the person is trying to drown oneself intentionally or inadvertently. I think this must not be done. We must not be overthinking at all. Try to stop, try to slow the thinking process of your mind. Whatever comes to your mind, do not let it stay there for a longer period of time. If at all there is anything since is serious, then we need to either discuss it with someone else or get a paper and pencil and start working in an organized manner. Keep writing, keep journaling, keep doing the brainstorming upon this particular thing, but avoid overthinking, because overthinking is the worst thing we can ever do with our mind. And now the second thing is neglecting self-care. Why to neglect the self-care? We do need to take care of ourselves. If at all we are not taking care of ourselves, who else is going to do that? I think we cannot afford to neglect the self-care. We cannot afford to neglect the self care. So I think this thing must be we must say goodbye to the neglect of the self care. We need to take care of ourselves, as it is very important thing indeed. I think that if at all we are not taking care of ourselves, who else is going to do that? We cannot, we cannot outsource it. Nobody is interested in us. Nobody, everybody have their own pressing problems. Everybody have their own priorities. So we need to take care of ourselves. No one else stays with us 24/7. Only we can do that. So I think the first thing we need to do is that we need to take care of ourselves. We need to take care of our needs. And if at all we are not taking care of our needs, no one else is going to do that. And now the third thing is being too hard on oneself, being too hard on yourself. Why to be too hard on ourselves? Never ever do that. Instead, what we need to do is that we need to practice the self compassion. Don't be too hard on yourself at all. Practice the self compassion instead. And what is this self compassion? It is being warm and understanding toward oneself when we when we feel inadequate, when we suffer a setback, or when we fail in a situation like this one, we need to become warm, we need to become understanding toward other people. So that is called, never neglect, never neglect the self care. Take care of yourself. And that the third thing we need to say goodbye is the being too hard on yourself. And that we need to practice the self compassion. Now the fourth is avoiding challenges. Why to avoid the challenges? Because if at all we are avoiding the challenges, it actually means that we are making ourselves weak enough. Never ever make yourself weak enough, because we will become mentally very weak person if at all we are seen avoiding the challenges. Do not avoid the challenges at all. Be ready, get ready to face the challenges. And that is so much of the important thing. Still, the next thing is, the fifth is comparing yourself to others. Why to compare yourself to other people? Never compare yourself to other people, because everybody is unique. Even the twin brothers born from the womb of the same mother at the same time and were raised together, they are not going to become the same. They will be totally different from each other. And if at all, they cannot be the same thing. If at all, I think comparison, a good comparison cannot be made even between these two. How to compare our life with the life of other people? Do not compare yourself. Do not compare yourself to others. Now the sixth is ignoring your emotions. Why to ignore your emotions? Because we need to develop the emotional intelligence instead. Not showing our feelings are a part of who we are. Not showing our feelings are a part of who we are. I think that as far as far the emotions are concerned, we need to understand what kind of emotion I'm experiencing at the moment. Either it is negative or it is positive. If at all it is negative, how to control it, how to eradicate it. If at all it is positive enough, then how to manage it. I think we need to understand our emotions. Ignoring your emotions, that is not a good thing at all. Now the next and the seventh is living in the past or living in the future. That also makes us a very weak person. Mentally it makes us a very weak person, living either in the past or in the future. As for the past is concerned, there are plenty of mistakes we have made. We need to learn from each of the mistake. As for the future is concerned, we need to plan, we need to prepare, but we need to live in the present. Always live in the present, neither in the past nor in the future. Always live in the present. And now the eighth thing is seeking validation from others. Always seeking validation from others. I think we need to stop seeking the validation from other people. We need to stop seeking the validation from other people, because this is not good at all. And now the ninth is saying yes when you want to say no. Saying yes when you want to say no, it will make us a very weak person. And now the 10th is not setting clear goals. That will also make us a directionless person. We will keep drifting from here to there, and of course from there to there, instead of moving in a planned manner toward our own destination. We will simply keep drifting, either by the current or by the air. We will be by the current of the air. We will be drifting from here to there, instead of making the planned movement. So dear friends and fellows, if at all you are and I are somebody is genuinely interested in making oneself as a mentally strong person, then all what we need to do is that we need to say goodbye to these 10 behaviors. It is so much important. Thank you very much.